Well, we know who sweats more. Look at those cheeks.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, I like those cheeks. You go full size. Go big.
Usually we get like a 6-pack and a 6-pack.
Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and I'm getting a bright and early start on the day. I got to get Houston off to school and a lot of chores and things and stuff to get done, and it's gonna be a long day. But Houston has a very exciting big announcement, something he's been working on for a little while, and it's almost ready. All right, so a couple months ago, Houston decided he wanted to step into the merch world and do some of his own stuff, hats, t-shirts, and things. And we had a couple hats come in yesterday. These are prototypes. We're still working on the colors. So show everybody your ideas and what you're thinking.
Okay,
or tell me about it first.
This one, so it thought it would be cool to do like a whopper plopper.
Houston's favorite fishing lure.
Yeah, my favorite fishing lure.
Old top water whopper plopper.
It looks pretty cool to me.
Yeah, so he did a little fishing line that goes to a logo that we've designed that says HA with a fish hooked through it. So I wonder what HA stands for.
Houston Arms.
Oh.
Yeah. And then this one.
That one's cool right there. I think this one's my favorite of the two.
Yeah.
It's got a bass on it with the same fishing line through it with HA. A couple different brands. This one's a Richardson hat. Hold that other one up.
This one's a Decky.
This one's a Decky. We're trying to decide which hats, which colors. These aren't finalized on colors. They are finalized on the design, but they will be hopefully available really soon on our spring launch. And there's a couple fishing shirts that are going to go with it. So those are finalized. They're in production. We're just trying to make sure we're happy with the hat color, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of chilly this morning, huh?
Yeah.
How many hats you think you can sell?
300.
300. Total or each?
Probably 400 total.
400 total. Okay. Which one do you think is going to be the best seller? Hold them both up so people can see them.
Probably this one.
Oh, yeah? Because not everybody's favorite fishing lure is a whopper plopper.
Yeah.
This one is pretty sweet, though. I like that one. The color even. I think we may do this one in like a gray hat instead of a white. No, we decided on white, I think, didn't we?
Yeah.
I can't remember. We're looking at different options, so we'll see. All right, you got to go to school.
Yeah, I do.
All right, got Houston dropped off at school. My wife's in the shop, don't you? Every guy loves it when they come home and their wife's just hanging out in the shop. Problem is she's not here to do shop things. She's here to hurt me.
What are you talking about?
You writing up a workout. I'm sure it's gonna kill me. I'm sure you're just trying to kill me.
Just a few burpees.
Nobody likes burpees.
There's only 10.
Only 10. How many rounds of 10?
Oh, 3.
Yeah. Let's go fishing instead.
No, it's too cold.
No.
Too cold.
This is only 25-mile-an-hour winds. My little boat will be fine on the lake in 25-mile-an-hour wind. You can do it. That's how you push yourself today. It's a mental push today, not a physical push.
I'd rather do all the other things.
You murder bike.
I'd rather do that.
My wife is going to kill me today. Straight up, she's going to murder me in this workout. I have no idea how long it's going to take. What's your estimate? 25 minutes?
Probably.
It's a lot. A 25-minute workout doesn't sound like a lot until you realize you're not stopping moving. It's high intensity the entire time. It's stupid. Okay, you ready? Well, we know who sweats more. Look at those cheeks.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I like those cheeks.
It's fading.
Mine's not. Look at those lats though. That's what CrossFit will do for you, lats and traps.
Yeah.
So we said it, we thought it would take us 24 minutes. We were wrong. You know what we weren't wrong about?
It was gonna be hard.
It sucked. So for the group that's not familiar with CrossFit, super high intensity, mixture of weightlifting, calisthenics, gymnastics, cardio, all mixed into one. And that was only a 15.5-minute workout. But I'm cooked, like toasted. My heart rate got up to probably close to 180.
I don't know what mine does.
I don't know what my max is. I saw it at like 177 at one point. But the first half, power cleans and push-ups, that was a breeze. I was dreading the second half. The thrusters, and everybody's worst nightmare, burpees. I suck at burpees, in case anybody was wondering. I'm lucky to get past about 10 before I have to start stepping down and stepping back up. But it's a good workout. I'm not gonna wipe my sweat off like you did on me. I'm gonna wipe your sweat off.
You literally did yesterday.
You wiped my sweat off of you after I turned my back, is what I'm saying. I'm not gonna wipe your sweat off of me.
Yeah.
You can wipe it on my forehead if you want. Anyways, I'm not saying everybody needs to go out and do CrossFit. It's definitely not for everyone. And we went 2 years going 4 times a week. And then we quit back in August and didn't do anything CrossFit again until February. And we're not going to a gym. We're just coming here. Yeah. And I love it. I love working out with my wife. Not that the CrossFit gym didn't push me harder, but as you saw, I was ahead of her all the way. And I knew she was gaining on me. And she beat me because the women's calories are a little lower than the men's.
That is true.
I was trying to stay ahead of her on those thrusters and burpees. The thrusties.
You did. I almost caught you.
Almost. I was trying to stay ahead because I knew you were going to catch me when you got to the rower and I was stuck on that murder back. Yeah. So, anyways, on to the next project of the day. I got to go get some hay and feed the donkeys. And then we have to go to Oklahoma City because Emily has a doctor's appointment for her chest surgery. So we'll give you guys an update on that when we get there. But for now, I'm gonna die. Oh, there's a bar there. How about laid back on the bar? Who left their weights hanging out? Oh. Do something hard today. You'll regret it. And then you won't regret it. And then tomorrow you'll regret it again. Update. Heart range. Come on, back up. Max heart rate, 182. Max heart rate, 182.
Mine was 177.
Yeah, but you look good doing it. Oh, okay, time to go shower. All right, showered up, cleaned up, ready to seize the day. It's 9:30 in the morning. One thing about having a home gym is I can get in there and get my workout in and be ready to go to work before 11 a.m. That's kind of the problem I ran into with going to CrossFit or going to a gym somewhere. It just takes a long time. But I don't know if you can tell, we got like 25 mile an hour sustained winds for the last couple days. What little bit of rain we did get, it's going to dry out fast, but it's kind of chilly. I mean, the weather's nice, it's pretty, but you get out in a 25 mile an hour wind, first off, it's hard to make video content. You got to hide behind something, and it's just miserable. So I'm going to fire up the 574 since it has a cab. I'm going to hook onto my hay forks that are sitting under here and go get a bale of hay for the donkeys. And I'm going to have to hurry. I'm going to have to hustle, get all the morning chores done pretty quick because we do have to leave to go to Oklahoma City for Emily's doctor's appointment. Oh, and by the way, I snagged one of Houston's hats. These are only prototypes. These are not actually for sale yet. They will be on our website soon, but we're not real sure exactly which colors. And by we, I mean me. Houston and DJ probably know exactly which colors we're getting. I think it's this color and this one and a gray, no, white. A white in the other one or gray. I'm not sure. They'll let you know. Morning, Charlie. You have a feather in your mouth. What you been doing lately? Just being creepy? What? You want my protein shake? You trying to bulk up, get big for the ladies this summer? Is that what's up? You can't have my protein shake. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm gonna fire up the tractor and go get another bale of hay. I'll be back in a little bit, okay? Scooped her up the first try. No edits, no cuts. Cuts like never happens for real. Usually takes a couple attempts. Okay, someone explain this to me. The creek got up the other day. It's still up a little bit. Anybody notice anything odd? Fast flowing water rushing over the dam. It's pretty. Sunshine shining off of it. Look at that bucket. How in the world did that bucket have just enough water to come across the slab or come across the dam standing up, not run off, have enough weight to hold it there, still float up on? I'm baffled. Looks like a nice Tractor Supply bucket. I'm not going to get it today, but the good news is I guess it's there waiting on me. So if you live upstream from me and you lost a Tractor Supply bucket the last couple days, it's mine now. Sorry. Starting to look like spring around here. Things are kind of greening up. Won't be long. Everything will be green. Trees are going to bud out. We're getting close. And with spring brings some of my favorite things. Sand bass in the creek, morel mushrooms in the woods. Beautiful weather. Get out of this wintertime doom and gloom. And it's almost time for daylight savings time to start. I think this coming weekend, we gain an extra hour of daylight in the evenings, and that is like the most amazing thing for me and anybody like me that wants to be outside all evening and actually getting work done and not sitting in the house bored. I hate when it gets dark 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the evening. It's just not fun. Really hoping that when I get home with this bale of hay that the donkeys are all in the back pasture. They've been back there grazing quite a bit lately with a little bit of green up we're getting. This should probably be the last bale of hay that the donkeys will even eat, because once it starts to green up, they're going to chase that green grass way before they'll ever eat a bale of hay. So hopefully this is the last one of the season, but I'm hoping that they're in the back pasture, because I don't want to have to argue with Phoebe and Fallon and Farrah and Bree and Baker and all that trying to get this bale of hay, and I don't have a lot of time to kill. Actually, my wife said we need to leave the house at 10:15. It's 10:06. We're not leaving at 10:15. I'm gonna try. Ain't no way. Faster, tractor, faster. Faster. Let's go. I'll whip that pony into shape. Gotta get to the house. Gotta hurry. All right, good news. There ain't a donkey in sight. The alpacas are still in this field right now. The donkeys, I'm gonna try to be quiet. They might hear me. They're way over across the ditch grazing where they need to be. So I'm gonna pull this hay ring or hay manger out a little bit. Because last time I couldn't quite squeeze the hay bale in there. Hey, Kels. And I think I can sneak in. The alpacas don't seem too interested in me right now. Like I said, they're chasing that little bit of green grass already. And the donkeys, I thought I could see. Oh, they're hard to see. They're hard to see. They're across there through those trees in that big field over there somewhere. $10.16. Gotta go wash my hands. $10.16. I said we need to leave at $10.15, or she said we need to leave at $10.15. I'm gonna go in and wash my hands and see if these women folks ready to go. Tired of waiting on them. It's time to go. Probably in trouble already. I might ought to change my hoodie. I was perfectly clean, perfectly fine, until I shook the hay off the hay net, the hay wrap, and slung mud all over myself. Happens. 10:24. Let's go, ladies. Let's go. Oh. Trying to run a tight ship around here. We're supposed to leave at 10:15.
Yeah, we're waiting on you.
No, you ain't waiting on me.
Yeah, we were.
I've been back since 10:16.
Oh, jeez.
11:30. Okay, now I know why we had to leave so early for a 1 o'clock appointment.
Yeah.
DJ getting tacos. Torchies.
Sounds good. I don't like shrimp on tacos.
Taco of the day, the scallywag. Are you getting the scallywag?
I go with what I know.
So that's why we worked out this morning, huh?
Yeah.
You pre-planned this. So boring. A cheese quesadilla.
It has chicken.
Oh, it's got chicken on it. Look what they serve here. And you ordered boring. You're so vanilla. All right, honey. Since I made a happy plate and ate all my taco, I'll get you a surprise.
Okay.
Thought we were getting a 3-pack, 4-pack, 6. Oh, there's too many options. Look at that. You gotta get 6. Here, excuse me. Nope, don't need any crumbs.
You're getting a lot of points from this.
You know, when you come to crumbles, some people actually really do order those tiny little things. They're getting ripped off. You don't get the tiny cookies. You go full size. Go big.
Usually we get like a 6-pack and a 6-pack.
What are you doing?
You girls aren't sharing very well. Sharing is caring.
You didn't go fork.
They were out.
I was trying to hold it.
Listen, they were out of forks. They were out of milk.
We're always out of milk.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Look at that. We're going to have to do another workout when we get home. Y'all are exciting. Listen, if we could ever not stay the night here ever again, even though we only did a couple nights, that'd be great. I don't like staying the night here. We're just gonna get a picture taken today, like X-ray picture taken, and then they're gonna be like, it's all good, and we're going home, right?
I hope. That's the plan.
I'm not sleeping in these beds again.
Couple slugs.
Waiting for a vehicle.
Knew there was going to be a pot of gold in that bucket of water. Nothing. Hey, that's a good bucket though. Well, as you can see, we made it back home, and curiosity got the best of me. I had to gather up a free bucket. I really didn't think anything would be in it, but it is strange that it managed to float perfectly right across that dam and just land there. But I haven't been down to the creek in a while. I mean, we drive through here every day, but I mean, like, to the swimming hole, I haven't really been down here. I miss summer. I'm telling you, I miss summer. I miss just hanging out down here with Houston and Jacoby, or Emily when she was younger, or Weston when he was younger, or anybody, whoever. And mostly I'm just letting this girl get some exercise because Kelsey's been locked up in the pen for several hours today, and she doesn't do well without getting exercise, so she's just getting 30 or 45 minutes to play, and I promise you she takes advantage of it. So anyways, as you saw, we traveled up to Oklahoma City to Children's Hospital for a doctor's appointment for Emily. So if you're not familiar, if you're new to following our story, Emily, my daughter, who you rarely see on this channel anymore, had a procedure done September 30th. It's a very, very invasive surgery. It basically, her chest kind of caves in like mine does. I'm not going to pull my shirt up and show you, but hers was causing a lot of pressure on her heart and lungs, and her right heart chamber was only getting like 25% blood flow. So she was struggling with sports, and she was having a hard time breathing and all that. So we had a procedure done called the NUS procedure, where they went in and they put a titanium plate behind her rib cage and basically pushed her rib cage out. And everything's been great. The surgery was wonderful. It was super stressful, but it was what it was. The surgery went well. And of course that was back in September. She's been going through recovery and not able to play sports and all of that stuff. But we were supposed to go up a couple weeks ago for her to get released, and we weren't able to go because of the weather. The roads were all bad. This dog is something else. I'm telling you, I've never seen an animal like that. You gonna make another lap? You gonna go that way? Off. Don't jump on me. Go play. Go play. Go. You're having a good off. You're having a good time. Go play. Go. What's the matter, huh? So anyways, back to my story. we went up today to get her, basically to get her cleared. But yesterday she started having some really strange chest pains and some numbness and tingling in her shoulder. And it kind of gave us some concern. So we took her straight to her doctor, not the surgeon, who's, 2 hours away from us. We went straight to her doctor, and they were like, I'd recommend you go see your surgeon. So we scheduled all that. They got us in today. Basically, just told her she had, for pain management before surgery, they did what's called cryoablation, I believe. Don't quote me on this. I'm not a medical person. Well, she quit. But cryoablation is basically where they go in and they freeze the nerve endings, where the nerves come out of the ribs, out of the spine, and basically numbed her entire chest, externally, internally, everything. And he said it takes about 6 months for that to wear off, which he told us that before, but he thinks that it was just feeling coming back, and she might have moved wrong or something and pinched a nerve, did something, nothing bad, nothing major. He's going to keep an eye on it, but she is technically released to go back to sports activities and all that. She's going to have to build back at a slow pace because she's way out of shape and not fit anymore. So she'll have plenty of time before basketball season next year. I don't think she's going to play softball. So anyways, everything's good. Emily got cleared. The doctor did a full exam. They did x-rays, checked everything out. The bar in her chest has not moved. That's their main concern, is it twists or moved or something, and hers has not done that. So Emily's good. Kelsey, you're crazy. Whoa! Off. Make another lap. Go ahead. Make a lap. You're shivering. That water's cold, isn't it? It won't be long before the creek fills up with sand bass. We hope. All depends upon the rain and the temperatures and the weather and the angle of the dangle between the moon and the stars. But hopefully if we get rains at the right time, they'll come running up the creek like they normally do. And we can sit right here, catch a big old mess of fish, and have us a fish fry. Take my free bucket back to the house. Don't you jump up there, you're all wet. Oh, you already did. So I have to keep a towel on here. Off. You're gonna run. Yep, you're gonna run and burn some energy. You're shivering like a little kid when it's too cold to go swimming. So obviously don't have a lot of time this evening to start a project. It's almost 5 o'clock and daylight savings time hasn't started yet. So I'm not starting a big project, but I am going to run over the pond. I have a little bit to do. I think I made up my mind. It's probably time to sell the van. I had big ambitions, big plans for the Beast van. Priorities change, plans change, ideas change. It's a cool van. 1986 E250 with a pop-up camper on the roof and full kitchen and a bed, and I haven't decided what to sell it for yet. I had a few people email me a while back about it and I wasn't quite ready. I was kind of hoping Houston and I could do a couple camping trips this winter down on the trout river where we trout fish on the trout stream. We haven't made it happen. And it's almost past 30. He's getting bass fishing on the brain. I don't know that we're going to be camping on the river doing any trout fishing, so I don't know. If you're interested in the coolest off-road beast van, shoot me an email, I guess. Thanks for that, Maggie. I thought you were looking cute out there until you decided to use the bathroom. So, pond is not full. It did catch probably a foot of elevation gain in the rain the other night, but not a lot. We didn't have a ton of runoff. The creek did get up, but it took several hours to get up, and that tells me that the rain most of the runoff was not from here. It was from miles away, and it took it hours to get here to get the creek up. We had about 1.5 inches of rain, and we were pretty dry, so we didn't have a ton of runoff right here. But anyways, I don't have time to do a full-on project over here. But I do have one thing. One quick thing I need to do and also address. So a lot of you guys have been concerned about my my fish cubes because they're gonna float, and that is possible. I don't have to anchor them down. When they were built, they were the PVC pipe, the bases are filled with sand, and the black tubes, the lower black tubes, are all filled with rocks. So they are weighted down, but there's air in those PVC pipes. So I'm going to drill some holes in the top just to let the air out. When it does start filling with water, they don't float away. And I can always just add some extra rocks down on the base of those things if I need to, but I don't think it's going to be an issue because they're actually pretty heavy. So being fully, sealed off PVC pipe, there is air in there, which will cause them to float. But what I was telling you about is these pipes. There you go. You can see right there. A lot of these pipes are filled with rocks. They've got weight in them. The guy that built them, that one doesn't. Some of them do. This one over here, there's a perfect hole where you can see. So he does have quite a bit of weight in there. And like I said, the PVC pipe around the bottom is filled with sand. But what I'm going to do is basically just drill a few holes. I could do it right in that center cap. That'd probably be the best place. Drill a few holes, maybe just one in every corner, so that air can escape. I heard it pressure release when I did that. No big deal. Just drill a hole right in the corner, so that when it does start to fill up, air can get out of there, air will release, and that won't be a problem. So, pretty simple solution. Now I could put some rocks around the bottom in that netting, and once they get covered in water, they're never going to float. You let all the air out of that pipe, it's never going to want to float. So it's not like they need to be weighted down forever necessarily. Kelsey, you still having fun? Okay. So I'm going to go around. I've got 5 of these things I need to let the air out of. And we did catch maybe more than a foot of water. We might have caught 2 feet of water. All of this was in the dry. And before, I was driving the skid steer over here and picking up rocks out of that pile right there that Cody had dug out of the ground with an excavator. There's a few rocks still left there, but this was all dry ground before the rain. And I saw one of my plastic fish habitats over here that I kind of want to get up on an elevated spot. I don't know if I can get to it right now with my muck boots on. I'm going to try. Kelsey, you're going to have a bath, aren't you? Huh? It might be too deep and too soft. I mean, it shouldn't be soft. It's as far down in the ground as they dug. I don't know if I can get there. I was going to grab that. I meant to the other day and put it up here where it's a little bit more fishable. It may be a deep water structure. Because I don't know. No, there's no way I'm going to be able to get there. Not in these boots. Maybe some other day. So, just to address a couple things about the pond situation. Listen, I don't claim to read all the comments. I try to keep up with the comments on the videos for a little while. But I post 3 videos a week, 3 long format videos per week. And they get anywhere from 700 to 1,000 comments per video. So if I don't answer your questions about the pond, I really am sorry. I try to read as many as I can. It's just not feasible anymore at this point. Plus I post the same videos on Facebook and they get a couple hundred more comments there. And I just don't have the time. But one thing I keep seeing, one question I keep getting is, am I going to seed around the pond so that we don't have too much erosion until it does fill up? And the answer is yes. It's coming as soon as I can. I'm probably going to plant a bunch of ryegrass, because I can get ryegrass cheap. The actual rye grain is very cheap, and it will germinate in cold weather. And I just need something to put down some roots to keep the soil from washing down into the pond. So I will be doing that. I've got a bunch of seed in the pond from a company that I partnered with back during the fall, for some deer seed, deer food plot seed and pasture seed and stuff. But I really don't want to use that really good blend of seed for this. Not right now. There are some places I will eventually get some better grass, where it's going to be more permanent, where I know there's not going to be water eventually. So I will be seeding it. I do have about 6 or 8 old round bales of hay from like 2 years ago that have been sitting outside. I think there's 6 that I kind of saved for this project. I'm thinking it might not be a bad idea to roll those out, to unroll them down the dam. I just so happen to have a brother-in-law that's got a hydro bed made for round bales to unroll them. But I don't know if I can really get him to drive. He could drive across the top of the pond dam, but not on the slope probably. So I don't know if we'll do that. But I could unroll them around the perimeter of the pond, kind of at or below the water's edge. Even though it's not going to be full for a while, it'll at least slow the water down. As water's running downhill, it picks up speed and causes erosion. So that's an idea. I saved those kind of for that, in case I needed them for this project, because I was in the works, in the plans. So I may do that. The next question is aquatic plants. What kind of aquatic plants am I going to be putting in the pond? And that's something I know nothing about. I don't even know anyone that intentionally plants aquatic vegetation in their pond for fish or anything, other than decorative stuff, lilies, big blooming lilies and stuff. Like Greg Whitstock, obviously the pond, he's a pond guru, but he's like koi ponds, like in our yard. It's a little bit different than this scale of type of project. They do pond liners and decorative and pumps and all that stuff, and it's not what Aquascape, his company, does. So I don't know about aquatic plants. Maybe, but I don't know. Houston wants an area that's got a bunch of lily pads in it for bass fishing, because it is a lot of fun to throw a frog up in some lily pads and catch a bass. So it would be back up in one of the corners and the coves and the nooks and crannies. But I don't know about lily pads, because I've seen a lot of ponds where they get very invasive and take over. So I don't know enough about aquatic plants to give you a good answer on that. But that's probably in the works down the line. We'll do some research and ask some people that know, because I don't know anything about aquatic plants. A lot of folks were overjoyed, it seemed like, very tickled by the drone video that I added into the last video, all the drone shots of the pond, and it helps. Everyone said it helps with perspective, and then a lot of folks thought I was adding way too much material in here, way too much stuff, until they saw it from above and they kind of can see the layout, and that's my fault. I'm sorry I didn't do that more better, more gooder along the way. I will say this pond build, this project has been a lot of fun. It's been amazing. And I did just kind of watch other guys work, but there's a lot that goes into it on my end too. And filming anything makes it take about 10 times longer than actually doing it. So if I'm over here with the skid steer and I'm moving rocks and trees and all that stuff, something like this on the dam with a few pieces of concrete, a tree, and 4 or 5 loads of rocks, without trying to video, it would take 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But when you're trying to video something and make it interesting for the viewer, you've got to get in and out of the skid steer about 15 times to move the camera around to get different angles and different shots and different perspectives. It just makes everything take a lot longer. So I Probably should have videoed a little bit more with the drone along the way, just to give you guys a better perspective of what things are and what they look like. And it is what it is. Now, water. That's the question of the month right now, question of the year. So many folks are lost, can't figure out how we're going to fill this pond up. And they want to know if we're going to pump water out of the creek, or if we're going to pump water out of a well, or what we're going to do to fill it up. And honestly, I wish we could pump water out of the creek. First off, I don't know if legally I can. I think in Oklahoma, from the way the laws are, I can pump water out of the creek for personal use, but not for commercial use. But I'm in a weird world. Because, yeah, this is a farm pond that I'm building for our kids to fish in and me to fish in. But it's kind of commercial because I'm making a profit from every video that I post over here. So I'm a little bit torn. Not to mention the fact that the creek is several hundred yards downhill. And I don't know if you guys are super familiar with gravity and water flow, but pumping water uphill is not the easiest. It's doable, but not the easiest. And the size of pump that it would take to make a difference. I mean, I've got a trash pump that is a 3-inch trash pump, I believe. You guys have seen it on the channel. It would take about 9 years to fill this pond up with that pump on level ground. Kelsey, are you getting my seat muddy again? So, being downhill to the creek with a small pump, I don't know. I'd probably have to have a 6-inch pump that's going to run, it's going to be like a big, giant trash pump that's built on a trailer that runs on a big diesel engine and would have to run 24/7 for weeks to fill this thing up, probably. I could be wrong, but I do know that this pond catches a lot of runoff. It did not look like it caught much water just from the storm we had a couple nights ago, and it didn't. Now, I will say this. I was going to walk out there and get that little plastic structure, little brush pile structure, and I couldn't because it was almost over the top of my muck boots, and they're 18 inches tall, and that was dry ground before the rain. So we caught somewhere between 18 inches and 2 feet of water off of 1.5 inches of rain with not a lot of runoff because it all came down at once and it was done. So rainfall is how we plan on filling the pond. I'm not going to say it was the greatest idea building this pond through December, January, February, but I will say this, it did get completed at the perfect time for spring rains. If we'd have built this thing in June, July, August, we might have been waiting. Kelsey, seriously? You just threw dirt all in my face. I don't appreciate that. Anyways, building this in the summer probably wouldn't have been a great idea just because it would have taken a year to fill it up. And it may still take a year. Oh, you had to go get back up there, huh? I can't see you hardly because of the sun. Get past that stump. There you are. Don't come throw dirt in my face again. Anyways, so rainfall is our biggest hope right now. We're hoping that this spring brings some big rainfalls. You know, if we can get a couple of those 4 or 5 inch gully washers, as they call them, we won't have a problem filling this up because it caught a lot of water 2 different times during the construction, and we had to pump it out twice. And one night it caught probably 7 or 8 feet worth of elevation of water. Now the pond wasn't as big. It's going to hold a lot of water now. So anyways, hope that answers a few questions. I know today's a little random, a little all over the place, but I know a lot of folks have been curious and wondered and asked about our daughter Emily and how her surgery went and all of that stuff. And I will say this, if you have a child or a grandchild or someone that has, it's called pectus excavatum, where your chest goes in, it is fixable. The surgery is pretty invasive, but it turned out well for Emily. I never had any kind of surgery when I was a kid. It was a different surgery back then. They wanted to go in and break your ribs, pull your sternum out, and fuse them back together. That didn't sound fun at all. The Nuss procedure is a little bit less invasive than that, but it's still a pretty invasive surgery. But she's released. We're going to keep a close watch on her. She can go back to activities slowly, and she's making a full recovery, so that's good. So I'm going to wrap this up, take Kelsey back to the house, and give her a bath probably because she's been running around here in the mud. Maybe I'll just take her back to the creek and let her play in the creek for 5 minutes. She'll be clean. I can go back to the house and dry her off with a towel. So anyways, guys, remember, do something today to make somebody smile, because you never know. It just might change the world. Also, don't forget, Houston will have his own line of merch coming out soon. Hats, fishing shirts, some different stuff. Not yet. Probably in the next 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I'm not sure. I have to ask my wife. She's the expert in that world. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.